Hey guys, it's John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. I am so happy that you decided to join us here tonight. We have another fantastic show that you're definitely going to want to check out. We'll get into that, guys, in just a second. But I want to let you know that you know it's really interesting. What's going on, what we're doing, and things because um, we're really making a big difference. And hopefully you guys really appreciate that and the things that we're doing because it's really about you and all the amazing things that we can do when we start understanding our potential. So again, I am John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL. I'm so glad that you've joined us here. There's so much great stuff that I want to share with you because I feel that everyone out here just wants to know what's going on, and we have some really great stuff to share with you. I mean, really great stuff. So I'll tell you that whether you're here, basically, I'm going to say at our time, 10:30 at night, 10:30 in the morning, or whether you're coming on at 3 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. at night, or 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. I'm so glad that you decided to join us here, and very happy to let you guys know that we are officially streaming live into Instagram Live. We're not doing it through separate cameras tonight, so really happy about that. And so we'll get into the show here in just a second, but I do want to thank you for joining us. Whether you're here, like I said, now or you're here other times of the day, I'm just so glad that you are with us. And we start every Saturday with a new master topic, and we roll all the way through the week with a brand new one. So I know you guys are going to love this. So anyway, let's get right into our show, shall we? All right, here it is, everyone. Our master topic. Is everybody ready? Organizational alchemy, mastering the art of top-down brilliance and bottom-up ingenuity. Series 2 means we're in the second year, show 50, and we're at episode number 6. Yes, we are in episode number 6, and we just have a lot of great stuff to share with you guys. So really do appreciate you being here with us. And so when we think about top down and bottom up, I think it sometimes can be a little bit confusing. It can be very confusing, actually. And the reason it can be so confusing is because there's different, how can I say, there's different ways of solving a problem. Okay, that's basically what it comes down to. There are different ways to solving a problem. And if we understand that there are different ways to solving a problem, then I believe that you will understand, where I'm going, because I think a lot of people don't quite understand, the whole gist. And top down and bottom approach is a little bit hard sometimes to understand. It is a little bit hard to understand, and I guess it's because people have different philosophies and things like that. I think that's really where it comes from. But it is all I want to say to you is it's very cool because understanding what a top-down approach is versus a bottom approach, I think it's really important because as we understand, there are different ways to do things in our lives, okay? And with these different ways, there's the top-down approach, and then there's also the bottom-up approach, right? There's a couple different things you guys can do. And if you are new here, please do go ahead and find that QR code, scan that QR code, and once you do that, I'd be so grateful. Check out all my other amazing content. And I think you will find that it is pretty amazing too. All right, so let's talk a little bit about a top-down approach. So a top-down approach works by us starting from management at the very top and then coming down. Okay. Um, I think sometimes people don't quite get what a top-down approach is, but a top-down approach is pretty interesting because when we have a top-down approach, we start with management, C-level executives, and then we come down from there. And if we understand that premise, okay, then we understand that there are no changes being made at, let's say, the operational level. Everything's being made at the executive level. Does that make sense, everyone? And so I think a lot of people, they get confused. Okay. The reason they get confused is for one reason, and that is the fact that they don't understand that there are challenges in our lives. And you see, everyone thinks that at executive level management that everything just happens, but I got news for you, it doesn't. You see, they make changes, but the things they change are not the things that people really want to see in their world. All right. And so thinking about changes, thinking about how things work, and knowing that if everything comes from the top level, right? Everything comes from the top level, then for whatever reason, ladies and gentlemen, it's like things are not where they're supposed to be. Not that management is bad or anything like that. I don't want to say that. I want to just say that if we don't focus on operations, we don't focus on the people doing a lot of the labor and the work and that are in the field, it's going to be for naught. It's going to be so wasted. Okay. And so I think if you can embrace that whole spirit, okay, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the spirit that you can make a true difference in your life. Okay. A true difference in your life. And you might be saying, John, well, how is that even possible? Well, it becomes possible because what you find is that people, for whatever reason, they like to hear a certain thing, but then when somebody just does something for them, I don't know, it like changes their whole like demeanor. That's probably the best way to say it to you. It changes their whole demeanor. And with their demeanor being changed, it's like everyone thinks that it can just happen like I said, like 1, 2, 3. But the truth of the matter is it doesn't happen. Let's say world has to revolve not just around us, but around a core of people, around a core of concepts. So I think these are very interesting things for us to understand. And if we understand these things, then we'll know that truly a top-down approach is not always the best way to go because we're never going to get management's, um, let's say, to buy into what we want because what we want is never going to go anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere. And I know that might sound like a little bit crazy, but it's not. It's the truth. And by saying the truth, I really mean that it's about who you are. Okay. And so I will tell you that it's important. Okay. It's important that you understand the difference between top down and bottom up. Bottom up is when we have our non-manager, we have our people that are in the field actually doing what they do. and then giving feedback. See, that's how that works. All right. And if we know how that works, then it's just going to be a lot easier for us. And so when we get information from different people in the team, I think what happens a lot of times is people don't necessarily understand. They don't necessarily understand. And you might be saying to me, John, why is it people don't understand? I think the reason people don't understand is that for whatever reason, okay, um, they feel that they're better. They feel they're better. And maybe they are, maybe they're not. But you can't go around acting like that. I mean, that's just a terrible thing to do. I mean, it's just not gonna it's not gonna go anywhere. And if we understand that, then I believe life can be, so much different, right? It can be so much different. And by saying so much different, I'm telling you that it makes a real big difference to who you are as a person and how you do what you're going to do. Okay. That's really the truth. And a lot of business people, executives don't get this. They just do not get it. And the reason they don't get it is because it's something that they don't understand. It's something they don't understand. And if they don't understand it, then how is something ever going to work for you? Right? How is it ever going to work for you? And I think the way it's going to work is knowing that life makes a difference for you. Life makes a difference for you. And if life makes a difference for you, then how is it you're going to be able to do what you want to do? And so that that's a big problem. And so thinking about, what it means to actually be, how can I say, somebody that understands what's going on. But and we are now connected into. It looks like we're finally connected into Instagram directly. They've been having some issues, so I'm happy to say that we are here on Instagram now live. So great to be here live on Instagram. So hopefully that'll help you guys that are trying to follow us and stuff. So tonight we're talking about a very interesting issue, and the issue that we're talking about is the fact that people, all right, don't necessarily understand top down and bottom up. Now, a lot of companies, whether we're talking financial companies or we're talking other companies, they get this. They absolutely get this. And the reason they get it is because they've been through it. They know the challenges, they know what's gone on. And if they know the challenges and they know what's gone on, then I think for whatever reason, people will start to embrace the whole concept, right? They will embrace the whole concept, not just a part of the concept. And so I feel that a lot of people that start with a top down approach think it's going to be the best thing in life. But I got news for you, it's not, because you don't get any feedback from management at the other levels. And so I'm talking about management. I'm talking about your operations people. That's really what I'm talking about. And I think if we can learn how to embrace that, if we can learn what that spirit is, I think that, ladies and gentlemen, can make a huge, huge difference. Okay. And so making a huge difference is something that a lot of people want to do, but for whatever reason, they don't do it. And I think the reason they don't do it is just because they just don't understand. They don't understand what it means. They don't understand like what the difference between an organization is and non-organizations. They have no clue what it is. And so if we're to understand that, then we have to embrace this and say, okay, this is where we're going. Great. This is exactly where we're going. And so if we think right now that we can run a whole empire by just top down, we're wrong. Because the minute we don't serve our clients, we don't serve our customers, guess what? We're nothing. We're nothing without our clients or our customers. And so many people I talk to, they have this attitude. And it's like, the holier than thou attitude that they're like bigger than, better than anything. But really, the whole thing is to be humble, right? How do we learn how to be humble? And I think the best way to learn how to be humble is to really seek advice from people that are in positions lower than us. Now, they may not have the same skills you do, but they're going to give you something you don't have. You know what that is? They're going to give you the truth at their level. They're going to tell you what's happening, what's not happening. See, that's what they're going to do for you. And if you can embrace that, I feel that'll make a huge, huge difference, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it'll make a huge, huge difference. So where we're going right now is the fact that life needs to make changes. Businesses need to make changes, but we have to embrace what they are, how they're working, where they're going. And if we don't do this, then we're going to fall. And so if we do a bottom-up approach, we can start from the bottom and then we can start going up. Now, when we do with a top-down approach, what typically happens is management assigns all the roles down and they expect them to be accomplished. In a bottom-up approach, the tasks basically get assigned upward to management and they complete them. It's a little different than in the top-down. The top-down, there's no say by the workers. They're not treated really like equals. But there are some situations where, let's say, a bottom-up approach doesn't work. And it's not really in business. It's more in things like emergency situations, things where there's no time for, understanding things. And there are some situations like that. But we have to be people that understand that top down, okay, a lot of times you're top dog, top down means that we're starting up here. And it's like we're dictating what we want downward. And so all we have then is a bunch of people that are just taking orders, and we don't have people that are actually collaborating with us. And so if you want a company that's just about, that, fine. But most people that go to work don't want that. They want to learn how to collaborate. They want to know that they're making a huge difference in people's lives, right? That's basically the name of the game. And if you don't get that, then for whatever reason, I feel that you're going to be very, very, let's say, taken back. And you might not notice it right away. You might not notice it right away because you think you're doing everything right. Okay? But when push comes to shove, you're like, oh, wow, I'm not doing something right. And the reason that you're not doing it right is because you're not getting collaboration. You're doing everything from your perspective. Me, right? Dale Carnegie said it best. We have to strive to become genuinely interested in the other people. We have to find out what the other people want. And once we've done that, then and only then are we able to support and help. But if we don't know what challenges the other people are having or what they're doing, there's no way that we can help. I mean, it's impossible. There's absolutely no way that we can help. So when we think about alchemy, right? And you might be saying, hey, John, so what is alchemy? Well, that's a great question. So alchemy is a medieval chemical philosophy having its origins aiming the transmutation of the base metals into gold, okay? And the discovery of panacea and the the preparation of the elixir of longevity and magical power of process of transmuting and medieval chemistry. But really what it's trying to come out and say to you is that everything is possible. You just have to go and believe what that is, right? You have to go and believe it. And, it doesn't really matter what you're following. It's not what you're following. It's your belief that's making it so. Does that make sense? You'll find that this makes sense because you're going to discover your purpose. A lot of people go day in and day out saying, what's my purpose? And then they get behind the eight ball because they don't necessarily know why something is working. They have no clue or why it's not working. And what do? They play the blame game, right? The blame game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. You know what? It's been an amazing privilege. Been a pleasure. Been an honor to be with you this fantastic evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space C, Space M-R-L-E-Y, Space Serial Entrepreneur. But go to BelieveMeAchieve.com. Click on that PayPal link and make the choice. Buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a scrumptious bowl of desserts. Either way, we're going to be grateful. Those pennies and dollars will invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content. I thank you so much for popping in today. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I am by now, well, I'm going to tell you. I am, ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and I am a podcast host and a podcast coach. And yes, I am a specialist in finding out stories, helping people, businesses tell them and gain them to scale, and of course, be more profitable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing time with you tonight. I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. And remember, top down is not the way to go. There are some times when you may need it. Adapt a bottom-up approach most of the time, and you'll find out your company will be much more successful. Your customers will like you. Your clients will want to keep coming back. They're going to want to refer business to you because you are offering and delivering a service and truly serving the needs of others. Instead of saying, hey, what's going to make me rich? What's going to put more money in my pocket? That's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself a fantastic evening. And I'm going to catch you when? Tomorrow. Take care, everyone.